Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, March 18th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a reverse aging health call tonight with special guest Michael Thomas. Continue our journey with and several other things that we're going to discuss about our introduction to several new formulation technologies to heal the body. Every feeling, thought, and sensation that we have will never happen exactly as it has again. Each experience is sacred because it is a doorway to discover divinity. Our minds may not always notice it, and might even label most experiences as lacking any divine foundation. Yet, this is just our minds slapping another label onto life. Don't pay any attention to it. Instead, open up deeply to each experience and explore how perfect each one truly is. Today's the day to start feeling the most powerful yet subtle movements inside you. The power of now for all of us is crucial. Our lives are what our thoughts make them. And everything centers around manifesting for all of us. Everything in our lives. Every thought's a manifestation. Every feeling's a manifestation, which is moving energy into form, creating it into reality, and experiencing it. Manifesting happens because we are channels for the inexhaustible levels of pure energy. And remember, inexhaustible levels of pure energy found in the present moment of now. We know that 1 square meter of space has enough energy to boil all the oceans on this planet. Just think about that. With a consistent, relaxed, yet focused awareness of what we want instead of what we don't want, because a lot of us have this tendency, it's a habit, a lot of people do it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we all will say that we don't want something, where that people will say, I don't want that. Oh, I don't want that to happen, or I don't want this to happen. I don't want to have to do this. The universe is going to give it to you. Now, if you say, I don't really care to have that take place, that's a different story. All vibrational frequencies in our voices and how we view things. So with a consistent, relaxed yet focused awareness on what we want instead of what we don't want, we will naturally and continuously manifest amazing things. The more present we are, the more our bodies open, and the richer our experience of life becomes. The more in the now, the more in the present that we are, the more our bodies will open, and the richer our experiences of this life will become. Now, there's 3 components that make manifesting techniques function. You can choose to experiment with one or all of them. What matters most is that you dive in and explore for many days and weeks on end. One would be feeling very connected to the universe in this present, moment. There's not much chit-chat going on up in the head. And the second one would be a strong desire and directed intention for what you want to manifest into the universe. Third one, a belief that says this is a magical body, mind, and universe around me in which I can create anything I consistently dream of. The moment that we stop being 100% engaged in what our now experience is by getting up in our heads about a past or future event, life loses its juicy flavor, direction, and energy because we are coming from a less conscious space. With an open and centered energy, our manifesting vibration flows and grows exponentially. Our thoughts manifest from our core selves and create our life. Our thoughts, each of us, are what manifest from our core self and create our lives. You cannot step into the same river twice. Heraclitus. You can't step, neither of us can step in the same moment even once. Right? Same moment even once. Some say that moment goes by quickly. That even proposing we can step into the same river once can be disputable. The moment moves and flows much faster than the mind, and the mind can never ever catch the present moment. When it actually does catch up, the mind is no longer there. You reach a state of no mind or nirvana. The mind can never ever catch the present moment. When it actually does catch up, the mind is no longer there. You reach a state of no mind or nirvana. Once you continuously stay in the present moment for hours or days, you will have a shift in consciousness, and your life will never ever be the same. A dynamic transformation will unfold through you. Miraculous synchronistic events will occur as if they were your everyday events. A sense of inner peace will prevail. There will only be time for you to shine. So there can be more truth, vision, purpose, and meaning to your life. Everything you want is contained within this moment. Why would you look any place else? There is more manifesting energy in the now here to use than you will ever and could ever use. The present moment is more amazing than anything and is the only place manifesting power exists. We are always learning, growing, and evolving. There is no stopping it. If a manifesting technique loses its power or slows down, you can revive it. If it dies on you at a critical time, it doesn't mean it will never work for you again. The moment you bring full intention awareness, and full presence to the experience with great gratitude, you will break through that past or future block and step into the now. Your manifesting technique starts to work again like a charm. The now is where we all create our reality all the time. And isn't it interesting that the majority of us, I don't think that that we do it intentionally, we spend most of our time in the past or the future. Make each day useful and cheerful and prove that you know the worth of time by employing it well. Then youth will be happy, old age without regret, and life a beautiful success. Louise May Alcott. When you feel like your life is stuck in a rut, on a spiraling down a negative thinking toilet bowl, it probably is. Being stuck means you are refusing to get curious about your life and are avoiding a possible confrontational situation because you're not willing to go deeper inside yourself. Living in denial and avoidance seems like a good escape, yet it is always the harder, heavier path to tread down the long road ahead. Eventually, we all get fed up with our stuckness and thus manifest a breakthrough into a lighter way of being. This is what stuckness is for. The more empowering and transformational path is to meet our fears as they arise and take advantage of the confrontational situations as opportunities for growing our courage, love, and compassion. With this attitude, the universe, in its all-loving and all-powerful ways, assists us in creating an enlightening and uplifting experience, helping us see through the other side. Although the light can be painfully bright on the outside of any cave, eventually our eyes adjust to enjoy the brand new spectacular view. Raising our manifesting vibration through being here now can feel like you are transforming a Model T Ford car from the 20s into the high-tech 21st century luxury sport Lamborghini limousine. Our lives function more luxuriously, and we are more effective with our time, energy, and money. It is about pure joy to travel towards our endless destinations. We feel the abundance of freedom with each new moment in the back seat, knowing we can relax and trust the chauffeur will safely deliver us home with ease. Everything runs smoother with a higher manifesting vibration. Our health, relationships, finances, and spiritual connection are better than ever before. Life is a mystery to be lived, not a problem to be solved. Osho. There's a difference between being and thinking. Many people get stuck along the path by trying to figure their life out. They spend countless hours pondering situations, experiences, and possible outcomes in an analytical conquest to reach some imaginary goal or right answer. Many of us have spent a majority of our time in this type of mental masturbation and continual mental grind. Why do we do this? We were programmed by society to believe it was better or safer to think about life rather than to experience and feel it. To think about it rather than experience and feel it. Manifesting is not something to be figured out because it is not a head trip. It is a whole body experience. Your body is your base for experiencing life and keeps you connected to the earth and to this universe. It is the body-mind together that will ultimately satisfy your being. The head alone cannot. The head is your biggest distraction to manifesting. We must transcend our mental games, dramas, and traumas in order to truly be here now and tap into the universal vibration. Attraction or attracting what you really want to manifest takes an unlearning of abiding up in the control tower of the mind. By training yourself to live your life from your heart, and being within your body-mind, you will experience a fresh new dimension to this life. You will feel every negative experience as not so threatening, and life becomes a constant moment-to-moment exploration to enjoy. Manifesting naturally occurs when you become more of a human being than a human doing or thinking. This means letting go of automatic pilot mode from 9 to 5 and becoming so present you stop being a reactaholic and a thinkaholic. How can you become more conscious and present? Start by following your breath with awareness as it naturally breathes life into the heart and belly. The more often you do this, the more you will get out of your head. And soon you will de-automate, transcending old programs, move into a more conscious way of living. Each time we respond consciously to this life instead of react to it, we come from a higher vibrational place in our bodies and increase our manifesting abilities. Being successful by collecting truckloads of material possessions through great accomplishments is not our purpose in this life. We cannot take these things with us when we leave these bodies. So why be so possessed? Our journey is about raising our consciousness by being constantly present to what experience is here now. This increases our overall vibration to connect on a deeper level with others, our higher self, and the universe. The greatest thing about being more and thinking less is that we realize how intimately connected we already are with this universe. We really relax inside our physical bodies and feel a sense of freedom to experience anything. There's no longer resistance to fear, and whatever energy and desire that wants to come through can. And being a human being, we have more freedom to respond to this life the way we want to. And there is a confidence that the universe and all its power is supporting us. From this space, it is much easier to release any doubts, worries, or fears we have that may occupy our minds. Being free from worry, our desires can energetically come through. With practice, we will find that we can manifest things faster and easier, since those negative thoughts are no longer distracting us from allowing the universal manifesting energy to move through us. When the mind talks, the body listens. We literally talk ourselves into and out of every victory or defeat in the game of life. When the mind talks, the body listens. We literally talk ourselves into and out of every victory or defeat in the game of life. Dr. Dennis Waitley. Now, a little experiment. Think of something you really want to manifest that is near and dear to your heart. Choose something emotional and big. Now, imagine that you were just told that you are going to receive this 3 days from now. As the big day draws nearer, notice how your body is responding. Did you notice how your body created anticipation and excitement as well as an underlying tension? It may have felt as though you were preparing for a terrifying yet victorious battle. So exactly what happened inside your body? Did you have any feelings of expectation and anticipation inside? How did your body react to having these kinds of big thoughts? Did you notice an emotional or energetic block stopping you from experiencing this exercise? What did that block feel like? Is it okay to have this block? Who would you be without it? The more you explore this, the more you will notice how your body tightens and contracts each time you have any negative thought. The reason you have any contractive response is because you have forgotten how to distinguish the difference between imagination and reality. What this means is when we are thinking about doing or saying something in the future, our bodies already have a programmed reaction of how it thinks it should respond. So when it comes time for us to actually physically experience doing or saying the thing that we're planning, the previously programmed reaction comes up as the automatic response. This robotic reaction stops us from having an authentic, open-minded response to the situation when it actually occurs. When we are thinking versus being present to the now, we are not fully experiencing life situations as they occur. A higher manifesting vibration is not about getting rid of our automatic programmed reactions to this life. It is about surrendering to the experience as it arises. It's about exploring this experience, whatever it is, so that our heads are forced to stop running the show. And when we are in the body, we are not wrapped up in our thoughts. So therefore, negative thoughts cannot manipulate or control us. We only get into negative ruts because we are thinking versus being. There is a big difference between thinking about your life and experiencing your life. Notice this difference is the first step towards relaxing into this moment and being more present in your body. Doing this will raise your vibration dramatically. So if you will, move to a place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies through the breath. Easy in through the nose, easy out through the mouth. Our bodies are these, they really are. They're like super magnetic sponges. And they absorb everything through the ego mind. Excuse me. Everything, even stuff that's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. It's not identified with you. All throughout our existence in this body, this is our body that we're in. And then we have the subconscious mind, which copies everything verbatim from what the ego mind generates. So figure that one. And then puts it in a library. And replays it. So you can see why the body is in stress. And so many of us are so used to being in stress that we really don't know that we are. And stress is the number one destroyer of the bodies we're in. Now you see what happens when we're in the now, because you relax the body through your breath, and when you do that through your breath, you're in the now. So you still, all these things are parts of relaxing the body and being in the now. Being in the now. Not thinking, but being in the now. As long as you're focused on the breath, you're in the now. What happens to the body? in the now, focused on your breath. The body begins to relax and it dumps off all the crap that the ego mind has generated that we embrace. Worry, stress, fear, anxiety. And we still the ego mind, which means we leave it alone. We still the subconscious mind, which means we leave it alone. We don't entertain it. We're too connected with being in the now. Not thinking in the now, being in the now. It's like disillusionment with yourself must precede enlightenment. And to learn that a great sign for all of us as we are moving through this major, magnificent transition is that we are stepping into a higher manifesting vibration. When we do this, it's when we feel safe. When this happens, we feel safe enough in our bodies to have any experience that arises. Any experience, whether it be good, bad, mad, sad, or glad. Whatever arises in us, we let it arise. So you can begin to understand through the heart-mind how imperative it is for us to choose to stay in the now, being in the now. You know that mind chatter that we all have? That noise, a lot of people call it mind noise. That's gone too when we move into the now. So the benefits here are the body's relaxing, dropping off unnecessary garbage that we've dragged on to put onto it, freeing, and we have stepped out of the menagerie. We're not in it anymore. We're only in the now. If someone were to come up to you and to say, what are you going to do tomorrow? You're going to say, I have no idea. Why would I be concerned about tomorrow when I'm right now in the now? And that's all we have. Is there any guarantee that tomorrow will come? No, there isn't for any of us. You see how we get tricked into the future and into the past? And how we just leave the now alone? It's because the ego mind doesn't want us to go in to the now, because it knows that if it goes into the now, it doesn't exist, won't exist. Now it's imperative for all of us to also practice being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times. Being in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude with ourselves at all times. There's no way that you will not run out. Okay? There's no way that you will run out of things to be grateful for. Ever. No matter what's going on in your life. All day long, you can be saying to yourself how grateful you are for this, how grateful you are for it, and mean it through the heart mind, not the ego mind. This shifts the whole energy, the whole frequency. And you understand what you're doing. You're relaxing the body through the now, and you're being, not thinking. In the now, you're being. You're not thinking in the now. This is where you raise your vibrational frequency. This is where you actually elevate yourself back into the abundant flow of the universe, and it's coming right to you. Not over you. Now picture yourself standing in front of three paths, okay? you notice as you look at the paths, they're pretty much identical, because you'll see that the trees have formed a canopy over each path. And the trees are gold, shimmering, and the leaves and the branches. And the pathway is this vibrant, brilliant, emerald green, flaming grass. Now, as you're looking at them, you notice that the one on the left, which is the past, looks really worn. Same with the one on the right, the future. It looks really worn. Other than that, they're identical. When you're standing on the now, it looks brand new. Reason is that very few people are in the now. Very, very, very few. Now, we all go in the past. We reminisce. We have memories, and it's fun. And sometimes it could be a song that triggers it, where we'll just kind of review it, or nothing. It just all of a sudden comes in. What a wonderful time it was. Now, we have a library. The library is our subconscious mind. And each one of us have one. And sometimes we will go, open the door, turn on the lights to our library, our subconscious mind, and then we will take some movies and some pictures and some books. We'll sit in an easy chair, watch the movies, we'll read the books, and we'll look at the pictures. And say how fun it was. This was a good time. It was a great time. It's enjoyable. Also, we'll look at times where we say, ooh, that wasn't really fun. I won't do that again. But we leave. We don't stay there. We'll put everything back on the shelf, turn off the lights, shut the door, and move forward in the slide. And on occasion, revisit. Some of us, though, and I don't believe that it's consciously aware. I believe it's unconscious. But some of us will stay there so darn long that we'll end up taking that past, bring it into a future that doesn't exist, creating that past from that future and reliving that past in that future. And that's why there's a lot of people that will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. No matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, we all go into the future, but we aren't really aware to a certain extent that we're creating our futures in the now. So we step into this future because we're asking questions, and we want to know. We get hurried, or we get frustrated, or we get pushy with ourselves. And we say, when am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? When am I going to stop being sick all the time and so I can enjoy my life? When am I going to have the right boss? When am I going to get my new house? When am I going to get my new car? When am I going to meet my lifelong romantic partner? See, all these things that we want to know ahead of time. So when we don't get answers by doing it that way, then we seek external authority. What's the external authority? It's anything that we ask for information from to answer our questions. When do you see this happening for me? When do you see this happening for me? And then what happens? And then we have these expectations and we have these attachments, so that when the time comes that we were told and it doesn't happen, then we suffer. We're disappointed, maybe a little miffed, angry, frustrated. And all the answers have always been within us, not without us, outside of us. And any time, because understand, the now is it. It's all we have. And we each of us, generates over 60,000 plus thoughts a day. Remember, when you know that you're generating your thoughts, they are going out to the universe. You're sending your thoughts out. When you have thoughts come in, they're not your thoughts. They are not your thoughts. They never have been. They're real tricky, too, because they come in through the ego mind. And you could just be kind of just footloose, fancy-free, jopping along, and these thoughts come in. And you're kind of taken aback because a lot of times you go, where did these come from? These can't be my thoughts. And you identify and say, they're not my thoughts. I'll let them pass through. Just keep on flying by. And those thoughts are in the tens of millions. They're more like, I might as well just say they're programs. So when we do, because we all do it, none of us are exempt. So we're focused on something. We're in the now, right? And then these thoughts come in, and then we grab onto one, and then we head on off. We head on off. And it's not a big deal, because we know this. So we say, it's okay. I'll focus on my breath, and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time, which means every time you do this, you're in the now. And you may be faced with doing it 50, 60, 70, 80 times a day. Because those thoughts pull you off. Even though just about all of them are not your thoughts. Now, when you look at the body you're in, because you're not the body, you're not the personality, you're not the character, you're not your name, you're not your status in this life. You're the God within the body. So you look in the body and you see these 7 lights going from the tailbone to the top of the head. And these lights are beautiful. Each one's a different color. They're more vibrant than any of the lights you see on this planet. Colors. And they're called on this planet chakras. And chakra, definition of chakra is wheel. So these are wheels of light. They're spirit etheric energy. You, the God, are spirit etheric energy, omnipotently powerful. So we flow through this. We literally, all of us, know the bodies we're in intimately, right down to the quantum quark, every single function, everything. Now, because we have amnesia, we have not discovered this yet, but we will. It'll come into us from within, from the God, that we can heal these bodies at the blink of the eye. And we will. Now we're God, we're heaven. Heaven isn't a place. You, the God that you are, is heaven. The kingdom of God is you. So that means that the body's earth and the God is heaven, heaven on earth, and every step we take, we are creating paradise. Literally. Transforming this planet, which is happening right now. And we're shining our light. 360 degrees, every direction, flooding, saturating, and permeating all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, right in this now, infinity and beyond. And some of us may discover that when we decide to leave these bodies, and we're out in the sacredness of space, because we're this ball of this wonderful, brilliant light, and we know that we are the love, the light. The love projects the light. And so we know this is what we are. We are of and from it. And we are consciously aware that we're of and from it. The pure, deep, eternal love. The light. So why would we follow a light that appears in front of us and begins to chase us. Why would we do that? This is one of the Matrix's traps. Remember, space is sacred. Not that which holds it, but the space itself is sacred. Now, if you were to look at this planet, right, if you took a starship out, tell the planet looked like a basketball, you would see that it glowed. Well, there's 8 billion gods inhabiting humanoid form. And then we have all the other gods inhabiting all other physical forms to experience them. So we're a God planet paradise that glows. This planet glows. And you would notice that the lights around it in the universe would pale in comparison, because the comparison, you're looking at a lit candle in a dark room. A lit candle in a dark room compared to the sun, and we're infinity beyond the brightness of the sun. So a God planet paradise that grows and glows, because this planet's expanding. Now we know that parts of us, the gods that we are asleep, and other parts are awake, consciously aware to a certain extent. Now the ones that are asleep, we love them deeply because they're part of us. They will wake when they choose to. So they just don't participate. Ones that are awake to a certain extent, are the ones, obviously, that we interact and participate with. Now, this is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. The archangels, cherubim, seraphim archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Tel, Thoth, Yel, Yeshua. All of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath her. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes we've inhabited. All the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials. Now, light energy beings, because of the eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. We do not see the different light spectrums. The red, the infrared, the violet, the ultraviolet, the blue, the ultra blue, the green, the ultra green. We don't see those. But the light energy beings come in all kinds of shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations. There is a group that these bodies are very dependent on, part of this group. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, the magics, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Now, ask your body that you're in, can it survive without air, water, earth, fire, wood, ether? And why is that? Well, what do trees give off? Air, oxygen, wood. Without trees, there'd be no wood. So these bodies are very, very dependent. Now, the body would say no, so we would have to leave the body. Now, the ascended masters, they have ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form, hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form. We're in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to protect our creations. or we are creating our experiences to perfect our creations. Now, the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, they are a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. But the gods within their bodies, as well as the gods within our bodies, are one. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. We meet with them, and it's not like we plan to meet with them. We just go about our day or night or morning, and we get conversation. They can come in and out within seconds. You know, you conversation with somebody, and you don't know, you're just talking with somebody. They start up a conversation. And the next thing you know, after the conversation, you're on your way, it dawns on you that was an archangel, or that was an angel, or a cherubim, or a seraphim. And you feel blissful with that discovery and awareness. They also help us at times. I mean, we've been doing this for lifetimes. You know, sometimes you need help with something. You know, have you ever, there's been situations, not all the time does it happen, but you could be shoveling snow and all of a sudden someone shows up to help you. Or you could be lifting something and someone's there to help you. Or someone comes in to give you an idea that helps you with something that you've been challenged with. I mean, there's a lot of different ways. And each time we discover this and we're aware with ourselves, it's bliss. Now, they have a message they've been delivering to us for a long time. And the message is, isn't it absolutely magna, glorious, stupendous, spectacular to be alive in these bodies? It is. It's just that we don't have anything to compare it with, do we? Because we have amnesia. So we just get in a body and we take them for granted. But I'll tell you, we've all experienced this, just that we just don't have the memory. When we leave these bodies, we're a ball of just super powerful, omnipotently powerful light energy. We don't make love, we don't kiss, we don't hold hands, we don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't drink, we don't touch, we don't feel, we don't laugh, we don't cry. There's so many things that we take for granted being in these bodies. Is just almost unreal. People go, how are you doing? You say, I'm just brimming with happiness because I'm in a physical form. So that's why staying in deep gratitude is very, very, very impactful for each of us as we start to appreciate things a lot more than we ever have. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time, and in the tens of thousands or tens of millions, because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And ask them. In a blink of the eye, they'll be all around you, and you'll be in bliss. Now, the off-worlders, celestials, galactics. Over 1,000 species, civilizations, travel through this solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We're familiar with a small group, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Nords, Greys, Anunnaki, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. Now, this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, we're gathered. We're always gathered. Doesn't matter if we're 800 billion light years, some of us over here, some of us over here, but actually we're all one. So we have the one God, the collective consciousness, the pure consciousness, and we're all parts of that. So we're all experiencing. Imagine that. Everything is one. Everything is one. No matter what species, what civilizations, what intelligent life, we're one. And the thing that gives us this idea of separation is these bodies that we're in. You know, Harriet's down the street. Well, that means that she's different. She's outside. She's not part of me, which is the illusion. Now, we're all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. We're all one. We're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And we continue to grow. Our God force, love, light, energy continues to grow, intensify, and expand. We immediately form a massive light fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. Now, this light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. And it would take 1 trillion billion suns to even come close to that brightness. And this white fire is love. It emanates from the love that made us, the gods that we are, the pure consciousness. And it's saturating, permeating, and flooding this planet. On it, in it, above it, and below it. Infinity and beyond. You see why this massive transition is taking place. And when all of us in our vibrational frequencies continue to what? Ascend. By our choice. Not forced upon us, but by our choice. Hence the full liberation of planet Earth. We begin to ascend above the planet, and as we do, we're met with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, to describe it, it's not like you'd depict an ocean of glitter on this planet. To describe it, we come up with 3 visions through our Heart, Minds, Motion pictures. We come up with a grand finale, massive fireworks display that anything on this planet pales in comparison to. And the same with a massive grand finale laser light show display, and then this ballroom globe that reflects all light that shines upon it. Except this one's 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. Now they're all together, and we combine them all into a massive crescendo. And that's about as close as we'll get to describing the ocean of glitter. Now we're curious, so we go to the reflective points, which we notice these little tiny microscopic mirrors perfectly etched. We enter them and we discover that all of us, every single one of us, no matter what physical form we're inhabiting, are learning and teaching and learning all the time, never ending. It's all the time. All the time. Now, we're taught that the tree is life, right? Separate. But in reality, one of us gods enters a tree to experience the physical form of a tree. We give it life to experience its physical form. We do that with everything. Doesn't matter what it is. Rock. And when you want to know what it's like to be these things? Move in to relaxation through the breath. Listen to the breath. Focus on the object, not really trying hard or anything, just through the heart mind with no expectations or attachments. And ask yourself, what would it be like to be that rock? And believe it or not, for a moment, you will know what it's like to be the rock. or the tree, or the dog, or the cat, or the fly, or the butterfly, or the caterpillar. But see, we miss this because we're so infatuated with the material physical world. Getting, having, getting and having and having and getting. Because of the ego mind is never, ever, ever satisfied. I believe that the journey about going within and discovering all this, there's nothing, everything else pales in comparison. Everything outside of us pales in comparison. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with white fire armor. This armor is way beyond any armor on this planet. And this armor emanates from the kingdom of God within us, the God source, pure consciousness, pure deep eternal love. It is impenetrable. It is the highest of the highest high frequencies. So all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies can't penetrate it. They can't get near it or they'll vaporize, so they stay away. So no demon possession, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, ever, period. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency, whether conscious or unconscious, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, guilt, worry, stress, and envy, jealousy, hurriedness, dishonesty, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies come flooding in. Then the possibilities of demon possession, attachments, and many other things are possible. Now, you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. Now, we created this double column of light. The first part of the column of light is purple transmuting flame. This reminds us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance, sending them to pure consciousness where? They are no more. The second part of this column of light is the violet ray. We created the violet ray to remind us all that we can bring it in right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain, the rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the skies and the clouds. We are the trees, the forests, the soils, the animals, the mountains. We're everything. Everything is us. So the next time you do see a sunset or a sunrise, an ocean front, a mountain view, a starlit night sky, a rainbow, it is you, the God within that body. When you see that through the heart-mind, that is the God that I am. Because it is, always has been. We're not separate. We never will be, and we never will be. We continue to ascend above the planet. And some of us, those of us carrying physical form, step outside of our physical form and hover effortlessly above it. And the reason we do this is because it's just really fun, and we can. We come across this massive crystalline light tower. We all created this tower, larger than the solar system and beyond. We notice in the center is this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is this golden white bowl of light. It in turn is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that seem to go infinity and beyond. This in turn has created this super bright, electric, sparkling, reflecting cloud. And it absorbs into our heart minds. And it is like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes well-being, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, magnificent prosperity, and magnificent abundance. And we discover that all this is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. Now, at the top of this crystalline tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, 24/7, infinity and beyond, with pure, deep, eternal love. And that's what it is. And it's saturating, permeating, and flooding this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, and all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Nothing escapes it. You picture how much through your heart, mind, emotion, picture love of that we are and of and from. And all of this is being concentrated on this planet for its complete liberation. Now, we're drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of it. Golden ocean's a drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. And we see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds over 1,800 of our meditations in perpetual motion. These meditations continue to grow, intensify, and expand. You imagine hundreds of millions of us on and off world, focused on this little planet, on the outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy, for its full, complete liberation. The power in that is immeasurable. You can tap into it anytime you choose. Look even deeper within. What is generating your thoughts? Where is the source of the thoughts that are coming through your mind right now? Ask yourself randomly today, if you are not this whirlwind of thoughts, then who are you? Then look beneath them and beyond them. Sit with this question for at least 10 minutes today. Where are my thoughts coming from? The infinite universe, pure consciousness, and change are the only three constant things in this life. Meditate on them all throughout your day today. Practice embracing this truth on all levels, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Let this truth seep deeply into your core. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out.
Take an easy breath in through the nose. And take an easy breath out the mouth. Be still. To be spiritually awake means you are fully present to this eternal celebration of life in each moment. There is no judgment about good or bad, right or wrong. You are simply in a state of awe and gratitude for what is. This is a completely effortless task, yet even effortless is too much a word to truly discover it. Go about your day even more freely, lightly, and effortlessly than you ever have in your entire life. Make celebration of existence the number one commitment throughout today. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, into the following morning. We will return here tonight with our reverse aging health call, and tomorrow, Saturday, March 19th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.